Okay, so we're going to go through some of these questions using elimination method. So the previous video from this QR code, you would have already covered this page. And let's move on to the next page. So we're supposed to solve this pair of simultaneous equation similar to what we have done in substitution. We need to name them equation number 1 and equation number 2. So in both of these equations, you can separate them into the left hand side and the right hand side. Remember, in the elimination method, our objective is to remove or eliminate one of the variables. It could be the x variable, it could be the y variable. So looking at this, I think on the left hand side, there is a chance for us to remove the x variable. We can do so by using equation number 1 minus equation number 2. So on the left hand side, we will copy down whatever is on the left hand side of equation 1, which is x plus y, and we're going to subtract away the left hand side of equation number 2, which is simply x. Now the left hand side is completed. We'll now deal with the right hand side. So again, we're using equation number 1 minus equation number 2. On the right hand side of equation 1 is a 6. Copy that down. On the right hand side of equation 2, we have 2y plus 3. So it is extremely important that we put on the correct sign and brackets over here. Because if you do not have the brackets, then you end up with 6 minus 2y plus 3. With the brackets, it becomes 6 minus 2y. Then when you expand it out, you get minus 3. Okay, now on the left hand side is where the elimination happens. X minus x. It disappears and we're only left with y. So 6 minus 2y on the right hand side minus 3. So now we need to group the like terms together. So adding 2y to both sides, we end up with 3y equals to 3. And therefore y equals to 1. Now from here, we're going to substitute into either equation 1 or equation 2. So your choice, but one is easier than the other, just like our case in substitution. So look carefully. Both will give you the same result. So I think we should substitute into equation number 2. So because equation 2 is already has x as the subject. So 2 times of y, which is 1 plus 3. And that gives us 5. Okay, so just a quick check. If you chose to substitute y equals 1 into equation number 1, what would have happened? So we end up with x plus 1 equals to 6, and x must be equal to 5. So you check. Both of them, they give you the same result for x with the same value of y. So keep reminding yourself why this is happening, because in the graphical method, when you draw two lines, we are actually looking for the point of intersection, which means that that point of intersection has the same x and y value existing at the same time on both equations, on both straight lines. Now in this exercise 3, again, we can break it down into the left hand side and the right hand side. So look carefully whether we can take equation number 1 to subtract equation number 2, or do you want to do it the other way around? So it's your choice. When I look at these two equations, I think I should use equation 1 to subtract equation 2, like this. Why not the other way around? Okay, because if I were to do equation 2 minus 1, let me draw it with another color. If 2 minus 1, on the left hand side, I will have y from equation 2 minus the left hand side for equation 1, which is open bracket 2x plus y. This is the left hand side, so the right hand side you can continue. Now focusing on the left hand side, we will end up with y minus 2x minus y equals whatever. The y will be eliminated as expected, but you end up with negative 2x. equals to whatever is on the right hand side. Now this can still be done, but I would prefer my left hand side to be a positive number. There is nothing wrong here. This can be done also. Okay, you try it, you'll see that you get the same answer. But my preference is to end up with a coefficient that is positive. So taking equation number 1 minus 2, the left hand side for equation number 1 is 2x plus y. Minus away the left hand side for equation number 2, minus y. So we know that, hey, we are going to eliminate y this way. So we continue with the left hand side of equation 1, which is 15, minus away the right hand side of equation 1 minus the right hand side of equation number 2. So you need to include the brackets x plus 3. Then we continue. The y will be eliminated as expected. 2x equals to 15 minus x minus 3. So we have an equation with only one unknown. Group the like terms together. 3x equals to 12. X will be equal to 4. Now we need to substitute this value of x into either equation 1 or equation 2. Both of them will give you the same result, and quite clearly we'll prefer to sub into equation number 2 because it already has y as the subject. So straight away you will get the answer after you do the substitution. 4 plus 3, which is 7. So these are my answers. Okay, so let's move on to exercise number 4. Again, equation number 1 and equation number 2. Break them down into the left hand side and right hand side. So now we have negative coefficient of x, negative 1 to be exact. Over here also negative 1 as the coefficient of x. Compare that to the previous exercises. We had positive coefficient, positive 1y, positive 1y. And in this example we had positive 1x and we also have positive 1x. And the way to eliminate them is to use one equation to subtract the other equation. Same for all this. Now, in this example, the coefficient is negative 1. What will happen if we take one of the equations to subtract the other equation? Let's try and see what happens. So suppose we take equation number 2 minus equation number 1. So the left hand side, we have 2y minus 1x. So 2y minus x. Take away the left hand side of equation number 1, which is y minus x. Now on the right hand side of equation number 2 is 1, minus away the right hand side of equation number 1, which is 2. Then we open up the bracket, minus y plus x equals to negative 1. And you notice the x variables will be eliminated again, leaving us with y equals to negative 1. So how did that happen? In equation 1 on the left hand side, we have negative x. In equation 2, left hand side, we also have negative x. So when you are taking away the same thing, which is negative x, from itself, of course you will eliminate it. So at this point, we can substitute our value of y into either equation 1 or 2. It is your choice. So I'll choose to substitute into equation 1. So really just, every time you see the y, change it to negative 1. Minus x equals to 2. Then make x the subject. So negative x, you add 1 to both sides, you get 3. And x will be negative 3. So these are your values. These are your answers. So in this case, whenever you see that we have the same variable with the same coefficient, you just do the subtraction. Whether it is both positive or both negative, just do the subtraction. Then we take a look at the this example over here. 2x minus y equal to 0. That's our first equation. And this is our second equation. In order to solve them using elimination, you have again a few different approaches you can use. Be creative. You can either choose to take equation 1 plus equation 2, or 1 minus 2, or 2 minus 1. Sometimes you need to do some manipulation. So give this a try, and we will discuss this on Monday's lesson.